Minimum living standard for all. This is another important feature of all corruption-free countries. That is, the people who are living in these countries, they are ensured that no matter what they're doing, if they are deprived of minimum living standards facilities, the state is going to provide them with it. So there is a security net and there is a system of taxation wherein, again, the Islamic principle that the rich are taxed and whatever is accumulated is distributed amongst the poor in a fair manner. So the end result is that all peoples, all families get the minimum that they need for them to be able to survive. And that leaves nobody genuinely dissatisfied, disgruntled to go against the system. So, there is very little tendency to be inclined towards corruption because, as we have seen already, it is the sense of deprivation that causes people to be corrupt. But if that sense is taken away by people being provided with the minimum that they need, then of course, even if there is some tendency, that is not quite as strong as in the case of those societies where there is a huge rich-poor gap. Likewise is the facilities provided in the area of health. Health is another area where people, when they are taken ill, especially when there are diseases that are inflicted upon poor people, wherein they're helpless because of the huge expenses involved in curing, they are desperate, and obviously the families suffer. But in most countries where there is little corruption, what you find is that proper health facilities are provided to all peoples of the society, and the more poor they are, the more they are given concessions. In actual fact, in many cases, they're provided with free health cover. Now, this is obviously another reason why they are loyal to their system, why they feel a sense of gratitude. They owe to their society the kind of commitment that would enable the society to grow. Likewise, education facilities are provided to everybody. People who cannot afford for their children education, their children are provided with free education, quality education, and this is across the board. So, all in all members of the society, all citizens of the country are provided with a minimum living standard. And that is why what we find is that people from the countries where these facilities are not available, they are dreaming to migrate to those countries where these facilities are available. Unfortunately, what we find is that many of the Muslim majority countries are not following the policies that would enable the common man to be provided with the minimum standard of living. Therefore, most of the people in the Muslim majority countries are aspiring to migrate to the countries where these facilities are available to everybody because they know that that's what is going to make their lives more comfortable. And despite the fact that they all like to live in their own motherlands, the places where they were born, where their relatives are living, yet what we find is that there is this tendency of diaspora, of migration on a mass scale that has taken place. And as a result, what we find now is that people are living, belonging to one country, born in one country, but living in other countries, countries where there is progress and there is minimum standard of living available to all members of the society. That is what makes a society corruption-free. That is what makes it inclines towards making progress, because there are no desperate needs which cause people to be corrupt.